Harrison, nice to catch up with you, my friend.
Thanks, good to see you.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. You know, you just mentioned to me off camera that, well, that's very nice.
I love me. Look at Johnny.
Why not, man?
Yeah. Johnny Max.
Johnny Max.
Yeah, I did New Year's with him open for the Downtown Blues Band.
Oh, cool, man.
That was cool.
Harrison, you just told me off camera that your uncle is Jackie Walsh, the
right.
recently deceased Jackie Walsh,
That's right.
who I saw a tribute to on your record, by the
That's
way.
right.
But I had no idea he was related to.
Oh, yes. They called me, the Maple Blues are coming up, and I came down to Toronto, so in the Maple Blues, we're going to be doing a little talking about my Uncle Jack. But I knew him all my life, and he's the fella that introduced me to Lonnie Johnson. Lonnie Johnson came to my house when I was just little, and I loved him. Actually, I felt embarrassed because I liked him better than my Uncle Jack. You know? But Jack used to come to my house on a Friday and leave on a Monday, so he was there the day I was born.
Huh.
Oh yeah, and I'm 68 years old. A lot of people don't know that either. So one of my biggest influences, and I've always tried to emulate him. You know, I'm never going to be able to do it, but Jackie played all of the festivals and things like that. So just amazing man.
He did so much great work beyond the age of 68.
Yes, he did.
He did tremendous amount
That's
of
right.
work.
Quite an inspiration.
Yeah.
You know I got a long listen call from my baby. She said, hey man, I've been missing you. My woman, she said, man, I've been missing you. Oh, you know my nights are sad and lonely, man. It's your love, way overdue. Lord, it's overdue.
You mentioned on stage that the 12-bar blues kind of originated in Chicago.
That's right.
Probably for record
That's
labels
right,
and
because
so on.
That's right.
So the blues that preceded that, how would you describe those?
The blues that preceded that is like folk music. There's no structure. You know, if people were dancing, you could stay on the line. You know, and if they were dancing, you just stayed in that line and just repeated it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was all about.
Yeah.
When it became commercialized and they started making acetate records, these records would only last for 3 minutes. So they had to come up with a way to get this music on these records. So they invented this 12-bar, which is rather ingenious. And that's
enduring too.
And enduring.
Yeah.
And then of course when they went to Chicago, it became electrified, and then it became rock and roll and all of that stuff. But the take that I have on it is I stay because I grew up with the country blues. Some of my stuff sounds more country than blues, and some of it sounds more blues than country, as you heard. And to me, it's all about folk music.
Right down from Windsor, Ontario. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, Captain, don't you dare drive that boat slow. 'Cause I got a woman out there and I gotta go. I gotta go.
Like myself, like I play the Coulier, which happen to be, the wooden spoons happen to be French-Canadian. That's right. They're invented by the French Canadians. They use the wooden spoons. The metal ones are used in the United States, but the wooden ones are from Canada. I don't know how many people know, and I'll bet you there's not many, know, that the banjo is an African instrument. It was introduced to North America by slaves. And the people that learned the banjo in the hills of Kentucky went to the slaves to learn how to play it.
Huh.
And then they called it bluegrass. They called it bluegrass because the people living there, the slaves that were there, were in those areas. And the banjo is still played in Africa. However, it's now it's a little larger. There's another string to it. The original banjo was a small one, and that's an African instrument. I don't know what's folkier than that.
Nobody love you.